Hello, welcome back to Salty Sunshine. Happy Holy Week, Good Friday, Easter week. I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend, festival, holiday, whatever it is that you do. It's kind of somber because of the tragedy that happened at FSU recently. I'm just in shock. There are no words for how many times something like this keeps happening. And it seems like I'm going to say it's not that they can't do anything about it. I don't think anybody wants, if the government and local officials wanted to actually put a stop to these gun violence shootings, these mass shootings, they would have done it by now. It's not rocket science. If I was in charge, I could get it done. I feel like it's just all politics and it's so disgusting. And that's why everyone keeps saying, I mean, look at all the gun laws we have. They're not enforced. So it's just like the dog leashes. Like there's dogs off leash and it's against the law in so many states and cities. And yet you walk outside and a bunch of morons have their dogs off leash because they think it's their public backyard. And it's infuriating. And it's not going to change unless they want it to change, and they don't want it to change because it's all political and it's all about money and the NRA and all the other things and donations, and it pisses me off because it's disgusting. You're sending your child to college and they get killed. It's unacceptable. It happens all the time, way too much, and we need term limits. We need term limits. People, everyone, the president has term limits. There's so many people have term limits, yet the senators and congressmen do not. And something has to change. It's obviously like this for a reason. And like people just keep talking till they turn blue, and it's not going to change unless the money, you follow the money. That's the problem. So my heart goes out to those families, and it's not political. I mean, it is political why they're not doing anything about it, but it's not political as far as like what matters. And so it's terrible. But on another side, the people that came back from the space trip, Lauren Sanchez, Katy Perry, Gayle King, I've had a ball watching the content covering these women. Katy Perry was on a panel with these women after she came off and she kissed the floor, and it's just so funny because she made it so easy to make so much fun of her. It's beyond. I mean, what happened to Katy Perry? I mean, she's lost so much touch with reality as far as just being a regular person. Like, what happened? I don't get it. She's just out here saying how they changed the world. It's 11 minutes. You went on a joyride, an exasperated fair park ride. I mean, what are you doing? You spent $1 trillion for nothing and want people to feel like you inspired them? No, you didn't inspire anybody. You made us laugh, though. The jokes, that was a very expensive joke. And yeah, you guys look silly. I saw this thing. It was really interesting how it said that Jeff Bezos' ex-wife is like on Earth actually giving money to charities and people that need it, while his girlfriend, soon to be wife, is wanting to be glorified for taking an 11-minute $1 million ride. So that was interesting. I thought it was so funny too when they were in the spaceship, the pictures that they showed. Lauren's face is like she's literally became the Catwoman. She looks like a cat. All the plastic surgery, fillers, Botox, my God. It looks so crazy. She's literally the cat lady. She's looking like Elsa from Real Housewives of Miami. That's what she's bordering. She's borderlining that. Like if her face stays like that and she keeps plumping it, by the time she's 80, she will look like Elsa from Real Housewives of Miami. So she should, proceed with caution. um, all right. So I don't know why I was blessed by the gods. I used to share my sister's Hulu account and also her Netflix. And when Netflix cracked down and they didn't let you share anymore, I lost that. And now I'm paying a ridiculous amount of money for Netflix, which is very upsetting, but I need to have Netflix. At points I feel like I need Hulu, but I don't need it like year round the way I need Netflix. But now I'm pissed because Hulu isn't cheap. At least Apple, it's like $5 or $6 or something. It's cheaper. They don't have as much content, but Hulu, I don't think has all that much content either, but it's like a stupid amount of money. It's like $16 a month. That's too much money for Hulu. So I haven't had Hulu in a long time because once Netflix did that, Hulu caught on, and now I can't share my sister's Hulu. It doesn't let me. And I was browsing my TV and I clicked on the Hulu app by accident and it opened it and it let me in. So I've been binging for the last 2 days because I don't know how long this is going to last. I'm obviously probably going to get kicked out again at some point. But it's so interesting too because I turned on the Kardashians this last season I haven't seen, and I kind of didn't want to watch it. I lost interest and I got out of it. I'm like, what am I doing? Like I'm over it. I don't need to watch it, which was interesting. I'm like, whatever. Um, like I'm not going to waste my precious time with Hulu on the Kardashians. It's not what I want to see. So I saw the Handmaid's Tales, the new season, which I mean, I think it's been 10 years since the last one came out. It's been so long. When they wait so long for another season and it's the final one, it kind of takes the excitement out. It kind of takes the momentum out of wanting to watch the show. But I'm watching it and it's okay. It's okay. I think the main character, it's so funny. These movies always have that main character, like in 007 or all these like thriller movies. Um, they always have the one person that nothing happens to them. Like they can get thrown out of cars, off of buildings, or shot 5 times, or enter a situation where everyone's dead and they come out unscathed. And that to me is comical because obviously, why does nothing ever happen to them? It makes no sense. But because they're the main character, nothing ever happens to them. And I kind of feel like the girl in the Handmaid's Tales is the same. Like she's always breaking the rules. She's always talking back. She's always going where she shouldn't go, and like nothing ever happens to her when they take out someone else's eye and they kill people and hang people, but yet they don't touch her. It doesn't make sense. It's only because she's the main person in the show. And I don't know, all these little things I notice, and it kills the interest for me a little bit because I like things to look realistic, and that so it's just something in the back of my mind, but it's fine. It's okay. Her character annoys me a little bit at this point, but whatever. I did also see Paradise. Everyone's ranting and raving how good that show is, and it did not disappoint. So it's kind of confusing though because it starts like it doesn't tell you what's happening at the beginning, so you just think they're living a regular life and the president gets killed, but at the later like almost end episodes, it tells you that the reason that all this is happening is because they built like an underground or like a bunker type of city because they had knowledge that the world was going to kind of end in a way because this climate and tsunami was coming and it was going to wipe out civilization. So over the years they were building like a bunker city for the president and like 25,000 people to survive and continue the human life. And then in their head, they think everyone outside is dead and the atmosphere is inhabitable, but it's not. So they don't say that at the beginning. So you kind of have to figure that out. And if you read, the synopsis before watching the show, you'll know, but it doesn't tell you in the movie till the very end. But it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a really good show. I'm sure there's going to be a second season because it kind of left on a cliffhanger with him returning to the real world to find what he thought was whatever, a family member. So that was really, really good. Sex and the City's coming May 29. I'm very excited. There's just something so nostalgic about that show, even though the new version sucks a little bit. I just love that they keep it going. And so that's exciting. Mom Talk. What's that show called? Mormons of Salt Lake City or whatever. I don't know. I forgot the name of it, but that's also coming back. And that's on Hulu. So I hope I still have access at that point. If not, I'm going to have to do a free trial when it's over. I refuse to pay $17 a month for Hulu. It just drives me nuts. Yeah, so that's coming back. In another story, Revolve is being sued for $50 million. This story is insane. And I feel sometimes I see stories like this and I'm like, you know how many people are probably doing this and they're singling out like this one company. So they're suing, alleging that influencers hid paid brand partnerships. So basically, Revolve is facing a $50 million lawsuit alleging that the brand's social media marketing tactics deceived at least a million customers. So you always think, who were they listening to? Who reported it to? Who did they report it to? I always wonder these very innuendo like lawsuits, like who was behind it. It's interesting. So it says for many years, Revolve used its position payments and free merchandise to entice influencers to endorse and promote its products while failing to disclose any material relationship with the brand. One of the plaintiffs said that the lawsuit that if she had known that the influencers were being paid to post, she would not have purchased the Revolve products at the prices she paid, which at times were 10 to 40% higher than those of other retailers. So basically, she's saying she was influenced by an influencer to purchase something that she thought the influencer genuinely liked without an endorsement. So she didn't know it was an ad, and therefore that's so interesting. Who do you make this complaint to is what I want to know. So it's seeking $50 million in damages. Revolve's affiliate companies as well as 3 influencers were listed as co-defendants. So I see people do this all the time. And it always makes me think back to like going back to politics. You see all the time people posting that so and so reached out to me and offered to pay me to go march in protest or say I'm with this party or that party, and that also should be friggin' illegal. It's like, hello, how is that not illegal? How are they not calling that person that is revealing this and saying who did that? Because that's not okay. I feel like there's so many things like that that are the same type of thing. They're not disclosing that they're paying people to do it, and then they should also be sued or shut down or whatever. So that's, I want to see what happens with that. I find that super interesting. I also find, when you look for a rental apartment and you go on their Google reviews or Yelp and all these reviews, and you can tell that the reviews are baloney, or even restaurants. You'll say, oh, waiter Joseph was super kind and whatever. Nobody's going to take their time to put a review about a waiter. And you could tell that they probably gave him a free appetizer or a free entree. And the same thing with like rental apartments. I've seen them even say, when I'm looking at different buildings, they'll say, oh, the maintenance guy was so sweet, or it was really nice the way they walked us around and showed us the apartments. That's not a review. You don't live in that building. Showing you an apartment is not an actual review. They should crack down on that too. I feel like there's so much of that, and it's all in the same kind of family as what Revolve is being sued for. It's like false reviews, false advertising, false everything. And that's pretty annoying. So I hope they crack down on that. Another show that's coming, I'm so excited. Love Island, USA. The last scenes in that aired, which I think that cast was like more famous than most of the cast. Leah, Miguel, Kaylor, Olivia, which I can't stand her. I don't like watching her. They're all going to be in a Love Island spin-off show, which is super cute. I'm excited, but unfortunately, Liv will be on there, and I don't like Liv. I think Kaylor should get away from Liv because Liv is a negative energy and she sucks the life out of Kaylor, I can tell. But it's going to be really cute. Jaina, Kenny, Aaron, Kaylor, Olivia, Leah, and Miguel, and Serena, Kendall, Connor. So it's interesting because what's his name? Serena's boyfriend, Cordell's not going to be on it, but he'll probably make an appearance. And yeah, that would be fun. I'm excited to see that. They were like a beloved cast and they're still very much friends. They're probably like the new, like more established Richard Vanderpump cast type of thing because they're young and hot and fun. So that's gonna be nice. Um, there's a new crumble cookie. I have had crumble cookies like a piece like once, but they're too sugary and cakey for me. They're like, I like a regular cookie, a homemade cookie, a crisp cookie, a chocolate chip cookie from Starbucks. Like it tastes homemade. I like a simple cookie. Crumble cookies are not cookies. They're like really fat and like cakeish, and they taste like those cookies from Publix that come in the plastic bin, and they're just raw, like cakey. I don't know. I don't like them, but they have a new Kardashian collection of cookies, and the way people are hounding on Courtney's flourless gluten-free cake. It's a dark chocolate cake. Comes in a little tin, circle tin, and everybody's like spitting it out and saying it's disgusting. There's a few people like Bethany Frankel and I forgot who else. They tried it and they said it's not bad. I actually like it. I mean, it tastes like a good gluten-free flourless cake. It's not disgusting. People are so stupid. So I thought it was funny because Claudia from the Toast, she was talking about it with Jackie on their podcast. And she's like, because Kris Jenner's version of crumble cookie was a yellow cake with the chocolate frosting, like a double layered cake with chocolate frosting, which is classic. Who doesn't love a boxed yellow cake with chocolate frosting? That is the best combination. I've been eating that since I'm 3 years old. Like, it's delicious. Claudia's like, what an odd pairing. Who puts yellow cake with chocolate frosting? It's like, where did you grow up? How have you never tasted or had a yellow cake with chocolate frosting? That is nostalgic. That's classic. It's iconic. Iconic like Kris Jenner. Hello. It makes so much sense. I was shocked. Claudia and Jackie's like, I don't know. It's like none of them have heard of yellow cake with chocolate frosting. That's insane. I lost my mind when I heard that. I couldn't even believe it. I had to ask them. I went to go like do an emergency call through them and be like, hello, hello, this makes no sense. But yeah, that's the best pairing. Um, if someone else would like bring it around or buy it, I would try them, but I'm not going to buy them myself because they're very expensive on top of it all. They're probably not good and very expensive. I still need to try Loverboy and Spritz Society. I keep saying let's do it with Brianna. I'm like, let's do a taste test, but we always forget and then we podcast and then we don't do it. I got to try them. Fyre Festival. Remember Fyre Festival? The big messed up, disaster of a festival they did in Bahamas years ago. The guy went to jail for it, for fraud and not paying everyone and all that. Well, they were working on Fyre Festival too. And the same guy, he got out of jail. He grabbed people together. He's trying to do a new and improved, upgraded Fyre Festival. His name is Billy McFarland. So they had it in the works, but they postponed it with no new set date. So basically, they ran into some glitches, and he's gonna put it on hold for now. The new event was scheduled to take place in Mexico from May 30th to June 2nd. It was being advertised under the slogan Fyre Festival 2 is real, with tickets starting at $1,400. Anyways, that's on pause. He probably had a hiccup and he wants to get everything like perfect. You can't blame him. My gosh. If he does it again, it has to go off like stellar. There can't be one hiccup. So I'm dying to see who goes. I mean, there's always people, right? People are gonna buy tickets and they're gonna go. I mean, the fact that people still go to Coachella's for places that's for rich people, that's for celebrities. It's a nightmare if you're just a regular person and you got on a payment plan and bought a Coachella ticket and you sat in that car line to get in for 12 to 15 hours and then another line for 2 hours to shower. That's not fun. Why people do that, I don't know, but those same people will buy these Fyre Festival tickets. So there will be attendance, that I can guarantee you. And it's just interesting. I mean, I have a feeling like he's going to dot all his I's and cross all his T's and he's going to pull it off. But right now it's on hold. So we'll see what happens with that. There's a guy on TikTok. It's so funny. He has this like funny voice. And so he pounds on Bethany Frankel and his whole page is dedicated to recapping Bethany's post, Bethany Frankel's post. So he'll come on and be like, Bethany said that, and he just makes fun of her and kind of recaps. And it's kind of like a parody account for Bethany Frankel. And she even sometimes she's already blocked him at this point, but before that she would comment like, I feel so sorry for you. Why are you so, why is this your whole persona? All this stuff, so funny. But now she's blocked him, and I'm sure he has another account and he still sees her stuff, but I thought that was funny. I'm like, the things people think of, it's like hilarious. Menendez brothers, um, they had their resentencing hearing, like denied or postponed. And then now with the new person in office, they were just granted a resentencing hearing. I don't know when it's going to be, but that is interesting that they have been granted that, because I thought that was tabled and I thought they were never going to get there. So that's interesting. I want to see what happens. They had a show, I think it was on a TMZ show or something, that they were going to talk about how they felt about it and what they were going through. I never saw it. I forgot about it. Forgot to go find it. But yeah, I want to see what happens with that, because if they got out, that would be crazy. They would be, what's her name? The girl that killed her mom or had someone kill her mom. Oh my god, you know who I'm talking about. I forgot her name. Um they're going to be her 2.0. So, anyways, I thought this one last thing was so hilarious. So there was a girl on TikTok, and she was like recapping, like she got in a fight with her boyfriend and she lived with him and he kind of kicked her out, right? So she comes on and she's like, um, well, he just told me to get my shit and leave. So I'm going to get my shit and I'm going to leave. So all the comments under her post were so funny. All the things that people wanted her to do before she left. They're like, unplug the fridge on your way out. Another one. Take the microwave spin plate as well. It's so funny. It goes on and on. Unplug the router and peel the password sticker off. And then one girl goes, these comments have me thinking I'm not diabolical enough, because like people are just like going off telling her all the things she should do to like mess up his life. They're like, take all the remotes and controllers with you. Take the lint trap from the dryer. Change the TV setting to another language and take the remote so he can't fix it. Oh my god. Log out of all the streaming services before you go. Um don't forget the batteries, light bulbs, anything that might inconvenience him. You paid for that. Oh my god, how funny. Put glitter on everything. You guys should take notes if you're ever getting in a fight and want to get people back. These are like really good. Glitter on the ceiling fan blades is a nice surprise. Remove all the labels from the canned food. Take all the macaroni and cheese packets out of the boxes of macaroni and cheese. Um, put out the pilot light. Wait, put out the pilot light in the water heater. I don't know what that means. Um, cut one random button off of each of his dress shirts for work. Oh my god. The crash out he'll have trying to grab shirt after shirt and he can't button them fully. Flip the break on the water heater. Open the bottom of the mac and cheese boxes and carefully put them back on the shelf. I just thought that was so funny. Oh my gosh, people are so hilarious. When you just think you're witty, but you're like, no, everybody else is working overtime in their brain. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday weekend. I love seeing all the decor. The Kardashians have, $1 million parties for absolutely every occasion. An anniversary, a birthday, holidays, Easter. Oh my god, it's just like the waste is astronomical and it gives me anxiety to watch. I love like the decor, like the plates and the napkins and stuff like that. But the waste of the overlining of balloons all over the place, what do they do with it? Like, it's such a waste. The amount of food and desserts that none of these people eat, we all know they don't eat. They don't eat sweets, they don't eat cupcakes and cakes and all that. And kids, let's be real, they have a bite and they're done. So I wish they would come out and say, we give all this, we know we don't eat it. We're on Ozempic and we watch everything we eat to have our unrealistic silhouette of a body due to surgery. We give all this to our workers and the gardeners and just like keep it real. Like, it's so crazy the amount of food that they all post and none of them eat. And even let's say they were normal people and they did eat, they would not eat all that food because it's so crazy the amount of sweets and food that they have at all these parties. So that's interesting. But I love seeing everybody's ideas with their cupcakes and their games and their tablescapes. It's so fun. I love all that stuff. And the recipes and everything. I am really in deep with my protein bagel making at home. I do them every Saturday. I wake up in the morning, I make like 6 to 8 bagels and I just eat them throughout the weekend. And I eat them. I don't let it go past Monday because then they get a little hard. And I don't know if that has to do with making them at home or I don't know. But I've posted the recipe a few times and I like where I'm at right now. I do a cup of flour, a half a cup of cottage cheese, about like a fourth cup of unflavored Greek yogurt, a teaspoon of salt. I add drizzles of maple syrup, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I think that's it. And then I mix it until it's like nice and formed, and then I cover it and let it just hang out for like 30 minutes, and it kind of lets it rise a little bit. And then I form them, put them into donuts, spray the sheet, and then add egg white to the top and everything bagel seasoning. And then I bake it for like 25-30 minutes on 375. I really love them. I think they're so delicious and so easy. I look forward to it. I look forward to making them every Saturday. I treat myself on the weekends with all the carbs, and it's delicious and I love it. So I've been doing it. I think it's been my third or fourth Saturday already doing it, and I perfected the recipe and tried different things and stopped. One time I put an egg, I didn't like it. Another time I tried olive oil, I didn't like it. So this is a simple, tasty, pretty good recipe that I just said, and so I'm going to stick to that. Don't If you want it a little like tastier, sweeter, you can add like a pinch of sugar on top of the maple syrup, but then you don't want to get it you don't want it like a sweet bagel, so be careful with the sugar, but you could play with it yourself. I just love it, and I know it's like, I know what's in my bagel, I know the ingredients, it's like fresh, like I'm really obsessed. Maybe I'll try other flours, but for now I'm just gonna do that. So yeah, if you want to try the bagels, write down the recipe. It's really good. And that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. We're going to review next week. This coming week, we're going to review The Wedding People. If you haven't read that book, I loved it. It's amazing. I highly recommend. We're going to review it this coming week. And then I also have reality recap for y'all next week. So that'll be fun. And the Valley started. So there's so much to talk about, so much gossip with my reality sister, Natalie. So we'll see you then. Bye.